Look at this land. Look at these trees. I could open a shop here and you could have your garden. This is everything we've worked for.
I have traveled from Europe with our family not knowing what to expect, but this is something I could not have dreamed of. Our children can grow here. We can thrive.
With $1.25, we can buy an acre of land. But I heard that new coming settlers are viewed as greedy and excessively ambitious. I hope we will find peace here.
I have also heard that Southerners and us Northerners do not get along too.
Yes, Elizabeth. I have heard that as well. When we were stopped to rest, I heard Southerners snicker at our name.
They look at us like we are greedy, excessively ambitious people.
We will thrive here. Look past their judgment. Here we can start a new life.
The expansion of the West added 9 more states to the original 13. To preserve the sectional balance throughout the nation, states were admitted either slave or free states. The westward expansion attracted European immigrants and settlers, as they were promised cheap acres of land. In spite of the new settlers, the population in the West was weak. Because it was weak in its political areas also, they had to ally with other sections. The West is the perfect place to expand slavery. With fertile lands and huge acres open for us, it's the perfect combination.
We believe slavery shouldn't be here or anywhere for that matter. The North has been free for a long time. We should continue that in the West.
These Yankees are just ridiculous. The slaves are our property. The government can't take that away from us.
Slavery is morally wrong. We cannot allow the plague of human bondage to spread further into untainted territories.
The government cannot simply steal from us. We bought slaves with our money and they are our property. We should be able to transfer our property. Like I can bring my furniture into a new state. It is ridiculous. I cannot do the same with my slaves. We need slavery. You wouldn't understand. You Yankees don't rely on slaves to work. We do.
You say that, yet it is still morally wrong to have slaves even though it benefits you. They are people who do not deserve this. We will not stand for this.
We have a warmer climate and fertile soil that allows us to grow tobacco and cotton all year long and even bigger plantations. Slavery is a tool used that helps us provide for ourselves and better our economy.
It's a tool that results in the bondage of a huge group of people. We cannot allow this to spread into the rest of our country. It would be an outrage.
They are not people, they are our property. Do not insult us like this. Do not think you are so above us. The Bible even says that Abraham had slaves.
I do not think I'm above you, I am above you. I would not expect Southerners to understand such intelligent things, but I will still hold you morally responsible for the horrendous things you do to black people under the subject of slavery.
Typical Yankee, always thinking you're better than us.
Didn't we just decide we are?
The rivalry between the North and the South was ultimately revealed in 1819. Previously, states were admitted free or slave alternately. Tensions ran high as the balance between slave states in the South and free states in the North was threatened with the expanding West. Groups yearning to stop the expansion of the slavery were growing, and the South was growing uneasy. An amendment that was passed stating that Missouri was no longer able to bring slaves into the state increasingly angered slave owners. Soon, a deadlock in Washington broke in 1820. The uneasy Missouri Compromise formed to attempt to soothe the flaring passions.
Elizabeth, our children are starving. President Monroe has disappointed our nation.
That is very true. I heard my siblings in Pennsylvania have lost their jobs. Monroe has caused our economy to plummet.
I was a successful merchant before these hard times. Now my family is begging for the scraps of rich men.
Nobody has bought clothing from us in 3 months. The money we have saved in our bank is frozen. We trusted the bank and they have betrayed us by gambling our money. We have no options. Our children know that.
I have heard from my sister that my father's farm is now foreclosed. What has happened to us?
Hold your head up high. We do not have much, but we still have our name.
Thomas Smith, where are you?
That is me.
You've not received your payments. You're under arrest.
But my children.
We'll see them when you have paid your debt.
Under President Monroe, life became increasingly difficult. A troubled era, described as the era of good feelings, was filled with hardships for the American people. Among these hardships were issues of tariff and hotly contested sales of public land. There were huge economic problems within America. Deflation and depression was at a high, and bankruptcies was not rare to encounter. Bank failures and unemployment plagued the American people, and long lines at the soup kitchen and overcrowded debtors' prisons were common. On top of all of this, sectionalism grew and conflict stirred.
We all wish to strengthen national power instead of state power. The Federalist power rose once again in the 1800s after federalism declined in my presidency.
We wish to destroy a branch of the Bank of the United States by imposing a tax.
The state cannot impede constitutional federal laws, and Maryland cannot tax its people because it is unconstitutional. The power to tax involves the power to destroy. The Constitution is to be obeyed until the end. We have to stop the state from interfering with the Constitution.
We are asking to do this because we think it would benefit us.
Well, don't expect the states to be allowed to tax anytime soon.
In 1819, John Marshall strengthened federal power, most notably in the McCulloch versus Maryland case. He reinforced the Constitution's power and also stated that the power to tax involves the power to destroy. Marshall asserted the right of the Supreme Court to review decisions of state Supreme Courts in all questions involving powers of the federal government. Daniel Webster also agreed with John Marshall's arguments that challenged states' rights.